Taylor, I think Gigi Jackson today, off the bench, youngest player to score, to reach that total. He surpassed Kobe Bryant in that regard. Just what did you think of his performance today, and just what he's kind of bringing to the team lately with the
Sure.
additional minutes?
Yeah. Just real quick, I know it's official and all that, but I just want to publicly say thank you to D-Rod. Obviously, we made a move today, and as I said earlier, especially with X and with D-Rod, they're difficult decisions. Both those guys made tremendous impacts. Obviously, D-Rod in just 1+ year. Another guy that really early on in his career established a lot of great pro habits, ultra competitive. I told him that today. I said, we're going to miss that. Keep staying true to that. Keep staying true to the work ethic that you've already established in just your second year. He made a great mark here. Obviously, he's going to opportunity somewhere else. It's a tough part of this business, but definitely wish him well. Gigi was phenomenal. I mean, obviously, embracing his role coming off the bench. Offensively, it's diversified scoring attacks downhill. Obviously, when he gets his feet set, knocks down threes. He, still learning, some of the rushed possessions and on offense that, he's taking to heart. He understands where he can get better. That's really impressive. Getting downhill, drawing fouls. Continue to grow his playmaking ability. Seeing the floor and stuff is something we're going to pour into. But he comes in with a confidence and aggressiveness. He's obviously had a couple tough games, recently. So to see him bounce back here and have a night like that, and then there's some things defensively he did well, and some defensive things he's got to get better at, especially fourth quarter, last 2 games, Knicks game, and tonight against the Bulls. That it's only going to make him better because I know he watches the film and he's learning on the fly and wants to help us win.
Defensively, I know for 41 of the 47 minutes, I know they played well. How impressed are you with them, especially these guys haven't been together as a unit for a long time?
Yeah, I mean, the effort's there. Sometimes the execution, we miss a beat on a couple of possessions that are critical. Give the Bulls credit. They made some plays down the stretch, tip in or, a post up, or whether it was some of the pick and rolls. Obviously, they've got a lot of talent on that squad, and, they pick your poison on who you're going to try to stop at different points throughout the game. A lot of different guys stepped up for them, but I think our guys are competing. We gave ourselves a chance. Obviously, a lot of free throws at the end. So, really impressed with kind of the defensive metrics. We got to try to find a way to keep a team from shooting over 50% from the field. The free throws late in the game obviously was what it was, but overall, the efforts there, clean up a few execution things, especially critically in that fourth quarter, that we got to come up with some of those winning plays. But I told the team, be pissed that we took another loss, but be hungry and excited to learn from this stuff. And that's the body language I'm seeing out there. These guys want it so bad, they work so hard for it, and that's exactly what we're going to do tomorrow.
Coach Scotty Pippen Jr., he's already shown a lot of growth. He had 15 tonight, 6 assists, 60% from the field, and he had a LeBron James-like block off the backboard. What have you seen from him, and what do you think his potential is?
Yeah, he's got a quiet demeanor out there, but he's got also this just kind of like veracity. I don't know how to describe it. I'm still learning him, but I love the fact that he's getting us organized on the offensive side. He's figuring out the chemistry in our pick and rolls, which we've definitely got to clean up. With him and all of our screeners, because I think he's got, potential as a playmaker. The fact that he can get to the paint, spray out, obviously he shot the ball well from the three-point line. I want to continue to encourage him to do that and grow that part of his game. And then obviously we're sticking him on some tough assignments defensively, point of attack defense, game plan execution. White was a big focal point. Obviously he had a good night, but, trying to limit his threes. I thought he did a good job making him have to play downhill and playing those 2-man actions. But I just love the confidence he plays with, the kind of even-keeled demeanor. And then, as you said, he can have a highlight block, he can hit a big-time shot, but he's not phased. He's just focused on just doing his job out there.
Taylor, Jaren coming back and having the start that he had in that first half, how big was that in you guys creating the lead that you had for most of the game?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, obviously, out the last 2 games, I thought he came in and set a big-time tone. Knocked down shots from the outside, didn't get a couple of them to fall as the game went on. But attack mode, that's what you see, just constantly seeing different coverages, trying to put him on different spots on the floor. He started seeing more shifts at the end of that first half and missed his open teammates, but then I thought he did a great job in the second half, dialing up guys, hitting a roller, making that early pass. But when he established himself as an aggressive scorer, it's going to open up the whole floor as a playmaker for him. But he set a tone for us. We needed that, especially in that first quarter. And unfortunately he fouled out, but he had a big impact on the game, especially offensively.
Taylor, just going forward with starting Jaren at the 5, how do you weigh, the pros of like the offensive spacing and just the flow in general on that side of the floor with the potential to get into these rebound discrepancies like you were in tonight?
It's a great opportunity for him. I think we know where he excels on both sides of the floor, and where we're at now, especially the health of the roster and all that stuff. This is a prime opportunity to weigh that balance for sure. I think the spacing, the advantages he creates at the 5, giving him the opportunity to really grow in the area of being a screener. Obviously, he had a couple of moving screens tonight, and that's part of just chemistry with our guards. They got to slow down. He's got to slow down. They'll take a little bit of time, but I think this is, for big picture, this is huge for him, and I think he's done a phenomenal job tonight. It's going to be one of those nights that he's got to battle through. I thought Drummond did a great job on the boards, ducking in on him, all things that JJ hasn't really seen all season long. So he's going to learn from this, watch the film, understand that when he's at the 5, he's got to be prepared for matchups like this, and do what he's got to do on the offensive side, but defensively where he may have to switch up some gears given certain matchups. But I think it's great for his overall development.
Yeah, and speaking more on that development for Jaren, when he has 5 fouls, you've been put in a lot of those situations, 4, 5, 6 minutes left in the game where you have to figure out you're going to play him, rest him a couple minutes and whatnot. What kind of conversations are you starting to have with him when he's being in those situations? And then 2, do you think this stretch right here, as you emphasize development the rest of the season, this is a good chance for him to kind of learn how to play through 5 fouls, 4 or 5 minutes left in the game more?
Yeah, I mean, I think there was this situation a couple games ago. So for the conversation, I think it's only happened twice, that I can remember in the season, but especially recently, I think probably should have left him in a couple of games ago. That looking back, I could have done a better job with my decision there. And then tonight, I think it was closer to 6, and then you just kind of weigh the matchups, where they're going, and Vucevic played well, Drummond played well, the physical style and all that, and just felt like it was an opportunity just to buy just another minute or so, and then got him back in, and the game was still close, still had a chance, but it's difficult decisions. I understand that he's got to learn to play through that, and then it's just kind of not missing that opportunity if something were to happen, losing too many minutes at the end of the game. So tricky situation. He now talk about if it becomes more of an issue, but love that he's been pretty good all season long.
Development. Vince Williams Jr. nearly had a triple-double. His name's showing up in the scouting report. So, but he's still able to do the little thing well consistently. How has he ever been doing it consistently after being scouted?
I mean, he's staying true to himself. Obviously worked so hard to get an NBA contract, and he hasn't looked back and said, "Oh, that's not who I am. I got to be someone different." He stays true to who he is. He's an intangible guy that impacts the game and scoring, playmaking. To see him get 8 assists tonight was awesome, and I just kept talking to him about the feel when he's coming off his screens, seeing the floor, keeping his dribble alive. He hasn't gotten that exposure, and that's something I want to press upon him. Is I want the ball in your hands more early in possessions, running play calls for you, and then we know he's going to defend his tail off. He's going to get rebounds. He's going to make those winning plays, shoot it with confidence. So seeing some of that growth, on the offensive side is huge. He's taking full advantage of this opportunity, and the fact that he's just saying, "Hey, whatever they give me, I'm going to go out and that's my task. Play to my game, and whatever's my development opportunity, take advantage of it, not to try to do too much." It's awesome to see his development from last year, the summer, beginning of the season, even just this recent stretch with more usage. Great. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it.